Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special episode of your Footy Fantasy podcast. And then there was two. We're about to get into the final of the World Cup. Probably the most interesting World Cup ever, which is very, very ironic given that this was probably the most controversial World Cup ever. I mean, it always works like that, doesn't it? With me today is EJ. Welcome back, EJ.
Thank
And
you, thank you,
Trudy.
thank you.
Welcome back, Trudy. And of course, this is your host, Zaza. Before we get in, I'd like you guys to please go onto our YouTube page at Footy Fantasy. Same thing with Facebook at Footy Fantasy. It's a bit different on Twitter. It's Footy 80 Fantasy. That's A for Alpha, D for Delta at Footy 80 Fantasy on Twitter. So let's get into it. Quickly, we will go into the dark horses of this tournament, Morocco. So I'm going to start with you, EJ. Talk about Morocco and how they made you feel in this tournament.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna confess that I didn't have Morocco coming out of the group. I don't think many people did. Some people did. I don't know. I definitely did not. So it was a big surprise to see them top their group. They did top their group, right? They topped their group and then kept going further and further. So yeah, I'm proud of them. I'm happy for them, but I knew it had to stop today. I'm tired of Cinderella stories. 12 o'clock midnight came and they're gone. So good for them, but I'm happy to see. I'm not happy to see them go. I don't want to say it like that. I'm just okay. It's okay for them
So,
to go. They punched above their weight.
so you're
They
a
hung
hater,
in
huh?
there. Semi hater, but not all the way. I think I,
Okay.
I think they're impressive, but you know, no, it's okay. Good job.
I,
Goodbye and good luck.
I I think saying they were impressive on the plays, they were good. They were really, really good. Trudy, what do you think? Were they just impressive or they were great?
They were beyond impressive, in my opinion. I've never seen that kind of organization from an African team. If you ask my
Eh,
opinion, I haven't seen it. Usually, would have a situation where the team just sits back and just holds and defends, or you have that superstar player that just dazzles in Africa. That's typically what we see. But like the level of organization from these guys, from beginning to the end, they've been consistent. The same way they play, and they play ball. They come out and they attack. They play properly, and it's to me honestly today's game. From what I saw, like I personally thought they had the better chances
of
in
course.
what I saw,
Okay.
and they had the better chances. I thought France defended very well, and I think what was missing today was that extra bit of quality up top to just kill off some of their chances, and they had the better chances. I would say the same with France and England, and France somehow escaped both situations. But this, at the very least, this game should have gone into extra time. I don't think France should have just beaten them 2-0. It doesn't tell the full story at all. But I'm very impressed.
Can I
See,
add something
in
real quick?
football, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, because I don't think we're gonna get back to reviewing this match in particular. I think what we saw today was more of kind of almost what Morocco has been doing to other teams,
Hmm.
scoring early, sitting back. France scored early, and they just let Morocco have the ball. So you saw the possession was definitely in favor of Morocco. They had to play today.
Yeah.
Against Portugal, they didn't have to play. They scored in the 40 something minute, and we saw
Yes.
them sit back and
Right.
try to hit Portugal on the counter. And we saw that they did not have quality finishers. Because I saw with Portugal, we saw several opportunities for them to like, it could have been 4-0. They
Yeah.
couldn't finish. So I already knew that if France comes out and they score,
It'll be
Morocco will not. They can't score. They're just poor scorers in general. So I think yes, they like Judy said, the picture is the scoreline doesn't reflect what happened, but I don't think it was going to be any other way once they let France in and then had to like open up. Yeah, they're always going to be like they're going to leave holes in the back. So
Uh,
that's why I think they are. It's okay. They tried, and it's time to go.
yeah, I agree with both of you. I think, you know, I don't want to call it luck, but that's the one way I can describe it is I think the luck ran out today. And when
Mm.
I mean luck, it's not like they didn't earn it, but you know how luck is sometimes, you can work so hard and not get it, not
Mm,
get what you deserve. And sometimes you just work a little and get so much goods.
Well,
Today, they had the best chances and nothing went their way.
right.
It was like the stage was too big for them. They got overawed by it. Even Hakimi wasn't really in the game. And then another thing that happened was they had the fear of Mbappe, where if you watch the two goals, they all crowded Mbappe, trying to stop
Oh,
him from getting a chance, and then someone else hurt them. So it was like, like you gotta watch out for the uppercut. They were not watching out for that. They were just looking for the jabs and the straight punches, and then it came from the blind side and then it hit them. But
mm,
in general, they have to hold their heads high. They
oh,
came out of this
absolutely.
tournament as probably everyone's favorite team. I mean, unless of course you're Spanish, Portuguese, or Argentine or French.
We're
But
friends.
the rest of the every other person, Africans, Asians, Arabians, even Americans were really, really on their side. I could the vibe was Morocco, Morocco, Morocco. People wanted them
Right.
to win it, but
mm,
it's not that easy. I'm going to take a quick
So,
comment. A lot about Adetunji said Morocco's performance was outstanding. Yeah, I believe so. I think it was beyond outstanding.
yeah.
That might be a description of the whole tournament, but I think he's
Mm,
talking about the game because he follows up with another comment where he goes, "They had great chances against the super
yeah.
team." One of my friends made a joke where he said that. Arab Africans are beaten by Africans. And I started laughing, but it's kind of true because the French team is also an African team. If you really, really
Oh,
want
yeah.
to be so technical, that's an African team from Mbappe of Cameroon to the Kenyans, the Guineans, the Senegalese, and all of them in that team. That team is a really, really super team. But kudos to big kudos to France for winning that game today, and also big kudos to Argentina for also winning their game. Now we're going to look at yesterday's game quickly, as yesterday's game we shouldn't forget was a special game. So we're going to talk about the battle of the Maestros. That would be, of course, be the LMs, Luca and Leo, Messi,
Oh,
Modric.
yeah.
Personally, I'm going to start here. I'm going to say something. When I started watching football the first time as a youngster, I was introduced to football in the 80s, in the late 80s, by this little, not really little, but he was small compared to other people. This guy called Diego. Every kid in the block wanted to wear number 10.
Mm,
That's how good he was. Every kid. If you were good, when I was young, if you were good, they called you Maradona. That was the highest praise you could get. When people say, "Oh, he plays like Maradona." Now, flip that to about 20, almost 30 years later, and you're looking at two, to me personally, and I think everyone would probably agree, two of the best midfielders ever played the game. Look, Modric is probably the most complete midfielder I have seen in football. I can't think of anyone as complete as that guy in a sense of deep midfielder, which he played from Spurs to
mhm.
Real Madrid, attacking midfield, which he also played with Spurs and Real Madrid, control the game, playmaker. This is a guy that the only thing he hasn't won is a national team competition. He's won every other thing in football with Real Madrid, and he's won the Ballon d'Or, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, so
Even
he's
though I
won
think Ronaldo
everything.
should have won it, but
Well,
that's okay.
winners take all, that kind of thing. Now, of course, on the other side is Lionel Messi, arguably, and this depends on your sentiments, the greatest footballer of all time. He goes into that argument every time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whether you're talking about Pele, Maradona, R9, Johan Cruyff, you have to put Messi in there. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo sometimes comes into that argument, but I think, I don't want to make this a Messi versus
Sometimes.
Ronaldo thing.
Used
Sometimes,
to
yeah,
wear sometimes.
because
I know, like let's be objective. It's not sometimes.
Lionel Messi is probably the most pure dribbler I've seen in football, apart from Ronaldinho. I mean,
Hmm.
like on the big pitch, little guy. He looks like the guy that can dribble under your legs. Like he would put the ball under your legs, and he himself will go, go between the legs and come out on the other side. That's how good he was. So it was a good match. But unfortunately, there could only be one winner, and Modric wasn't there yesterday, but Messi was there, and he stood up and he
Was he
carried his
not?
country on the back. He
Mm,
was there, but he didn't play. Let me put it that
mm,
way.
mm.
He played a
Okay.
bit, but let's be honest.
So,
I
so
mean,
I would
let you
just
decide.
pick
Mhm,
on that. Like,
mhm.
I personally think Modric had an amazing tournament. I think Croatia, first of all, that the game against Brazil, like Brazil, they're their own. Brazil was their own undoing. Like they killed them. Brazil had no business losing that game, in
Oof.
my opinion, and they shouldn't have ever taken it to penalty, and that's on their coach. And the coach was a good thing that he got fired. Like he lost that game for them. You have no business having those amounts of players, only four defenders or three defenders left, with a one goal lead in
Mm.
extra time, and you brought in a defensive midfielder and a fullback to shore up the possession to control the game, and somehow you guys are still attacking to kill off the game in extra. I would never understand it, but that's besides the point.
That's
I
Brazil.
think I think Crow what you call it, Modric has been very he's been everywhere on this pitch. He's probably, I'm sure if you check the data, he's probably the person that's run the most of that team
Yeah,
easily.
and
He's
covered
tracking
most
back all
distance.
the way. He's covering the most distance, tracking back all the way. There's that trust from his teammates. The ball, you win the ball, you give it to Modric, let him figure out what to do. He controlled every single thing, every game. And
Mm.
I think with Argentina's game this was the first game that, if I'm correct, this is the first that Croatia played where they were actually allowed possession of the ball.
Of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
And
They
this is what
conceded
killed
early.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what, and I personally think this is what killed them, because the thing about it is a special thing. Like if you get that possession of the ball, you have to know. I mean, I played when you play with teams and you have the possession of the ball. One, there has to be a lot of patience. Because one, you get to the point where you're frustrated from the defense, you start pulling a lot of players in, then boom, one loose pass, you have a 3-on-2 situation, and
Hmm.
it's done. This was the first game that they had a lot of possession of the ball, and I think maybe it was coincident or maybe it was just genius by the Argentine coach, but I personally think that was their own undoing. And the minute they scored that first goal, and they're looking to score the second, they were fighting again to score the second. If I recall, I know the goals were kind of was not a few minutes. The first and second goal, if I recall, wasn't too
Wasn't
far
too far
apart.
apart.
It
Mm.
wasn't too far
But it
apart.
wasn't
It
minutes. I think it was more like
wasn't.
10
It
minutes
was like
thereabouts.
10 minutes. It wasn't up
It
to
was. It
10
was.
minutes.
It
It
was probably.
was
It must have been less than 10 minutes. It must have been less. I know, because there was a lot of pressure, and I was like, okay, look, if you guys can keep this one goal lead and go into extra time, maybe,
5 minutes.
yeah,
Oh
I
wow.
figured as much. It's like, so
34, 39.
if they could keep that one goal lead and go into extra time, it might have been maybe a different situation. But the minute they scored that second goal, I knew it was over.
Mm.
There was nothing else there, because they don't have that much of a dynamic attack that's going to really break down that defense, especially one that is sitting there deep. So I just did not see anything happening. I felt bad for them, but I was also pained that it should have been an Argentina and Brazil
Semi-final.
semifinals instead. Would
Yeah.
have been a
Yeah.
Okay.
very different game.
Yeah.
Very different game. That is
But
what pained me more than
but
anything.
to add something to your comment, that's the thing that I don't think people give Argentina kudos for. Is Argentina a very strange team in this tournament in the sense that they've been tactically great. Apart from that Saudi Arabia, I don't even think I can put in that Saudi Arabia game because that game they should have won. They
Of
outplayed
course.
Saudi Arabia by far. Saudi Arabia were just very, very extremely
Mm.
lucky.
Yeah.
Argentina has been able to go control games. Mexico and I forgot the other game where they went out and controlled the game. And then
Mhm.
in other games they played counter football. And you were talking about people keeping possession. There's this thing I found out in modern football. I think it's a reaction to what's happened with the Peps,
Mm.
where teams dominate possession so much, and so the other teams have to learn to play against teams that hold a lot of possession. So now
Mm.
what we're seeing a lot in football, even the Manchester United teams in the Premier League, Zidane was an expert at that. Is counter.
Mm.
Let other teams hold possession, soak it up, and hit them with a soccer punch, counter them and score, and then come back and keep soaking possession and keep waiting for
Mm.
them to open up. It's
Mhm.
very hard to keep the ball and create chances. But it's actually easier to be patient now. That's what I see. It used to be very much harder in the past, but it's easier to be patient and get that chance. For
So
some
I
reason, I
would
don't know how it
just to
works.
just to counter it, right? And I'm gonna speak from like actually playing and defending. Defending a team that possesses the ball is much, much harder
Definitely.
than actually possessing the ball. Why? Because one is this: we can't just sit deep.
Sit back.
You can't sit deep because all it takes is just one movement, and if you're static, they're going to expose you. You have to press the ball. So it might not be a high press, maybe a low block from the
Hmm.
mid,
Hmm.
but you have to press the ball, meaning that you have to constantly be
Yeah.
moving. While the guys on the ball, they're making decisions, they're looking up, deciding what to do. So I have to, and I agree with you. I commend Argentina, the amount of effort these guys have put. Like the guys that are running their butts off, like the DePauls, the McAllister for Brighton. Jeez, I mean the from the what's his name, Paredes, and all these guys
Yeah, Enzo
these
Fernandez,
guys are moving their legs. Tagliafifi, the fullback, that guy, it was
Tagliafico.
that man was amazing.
That's
I have
right.
to give them their credit. I mean, I have to give them their credit. The amount of effort these guys they just put it sitting back, defending properly. Like Croatia did not have a sniff. Like there was no point in that game as far as Croatia's offense was concerned. There was no point where I scratched my head. I was like, oh, maybe Croatia has a chance. Like I did not,
Yeah.
unless somebody else. There was no point in. There was no scenario in my head I played where I'm like, I could see Croatia doing something here, unless Argentina completely fell apart, which wasn't gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Wasn't likely.
EJ, let me ask you a quick question. Do you have anything different to add?
No, I think with Modric, I think he definitely had a good tournament, and I think he had a good game. I think he was just like a prisoner of the situation. So
That's right.
they conceded. It wasn't early, but if you the beginning of the match, they looked okay. Croatia looked okay. They weren't dangerous, and they're not clinical either.
Mhm.
So they just looked fine. But then when they lost that penalty, which you said we talked about it earlier, it was a penalty technically. They fouled the player, but he got a shot off before the contact, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, he got the shot off and then the contact happened. So I don't know. Apparently, you give the penalties for that. That's fine. So
Mhm.
Croatians are definitely upset with that right now, right? Because they believe that if they had not conceded in that moment, they would have had a chance to do what they've been doing
It
the
was a
entire tournament.
penalty.
Right. They do what they've doing the entire tournament, which is what? Just being
Sit back.
patient. They're
Yeah.
sitting back. That's what they've been doing. So they're not, now they have to play. Again, it's the same situation that Morocco had to do today. They had 60 something percent possession compared to
Yeah.
30
Yeah,
something
that's
percent.
where two semifinals where the losers had
Yeah.
60-something% possession.
Yes. And they didn't have those kind of numbers in their other games at all. Neither of them did.
Yeah.
So again, prisoner of the moment. They couldn't break down Argentina. And after the second goal, the third goal was just cherry on the top. Messi being Messi, amazing. That would be like a signature thing,
That
like
was too
the
easy
signature of the
though.
turn. Yeah.
That was a bit easy. Like,
And I hope
come
that
on.
means that boy doesn't mean golden boy because I have a plan for golden boy. I want it to go to someone else. And I don't
Who's
know
your
if
golden boy?
I don't know. I don't know if
Come
it's
on, tell me,
possible.
come on, just say
Um,
it.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah,
I don't
come
know.
on, come on, come on, come on.
Um, what, Judy?
Saka.
Yeah, can he win it? Is he eligible?
No.
Oh, how
What
old
is
is Saka?
Golden Boy?
I think he's under 21 or under
Yeah,
20.
21 and under. 21 and
Yeah,
under,
he
the
can.
best
Then
player.
he's under 20 in 21.
No, I
He
don't
can
mean
win.
eligible by age. I mean eligible by because he did get kicked out in the quarterfinals.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Mm.
that's why by age he's fine. I'm monitoring these
Oh,
things.
then it goes to that actually this question is for you, EJ again.
Mm.
So how did the potential golden boy is Julian Alvarez? So can somebody tell me
No,
how
Alvarez is not old enough. He's too old.
he's already over 21?
He's 22. I look.
Oh,
Trust me, I have these numbers.
You see?
how did teams let Man City have a free run on that kid? Because seeing him in this tournament, I'm going, oh my god, this guy
Yeah.
have Haaland and this guy. Are you people joking me? How? Like this is cheating, man. This is cheating, pure cheating.
Are we
That kid is
surprised?
good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
oil money can work wonders.
Yeah. 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 We're not surprised. We're not surprised.
Okay, let's move on. We're gonna quickly jump into our update on the golden boot race. There's
Mm.
only three people in this race. It's
Oh,
Messi, Mbappe, Giroud. Giroud is only coming in because if he scores 2 goals, he wins it.
Mm.
Messi or Mbappe are leading with 5 goals each. I think Messi is leading at the moment because he has more assists and man
Does
of the
the
matches.
Alvarez has 4 too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah,
does
that's
he
true.
have a? Oh, okay.
That's
That's
true.
this makes it more interesting.
This
Mhm.
makes it more interesting. That's right.
I don't. I don't think it would even be a high scoring game. I can see it's going to be very scrappy,
Mm.
very scrappy.
Early mistake can change everything.
I doubt with the way both teams have played. Like I, none of them have really maybe the kill goal against with
Okay,
Australia,
hold
but
on, hold on, hold on, Chidi. I want you to
yeah.
save that because we're talking
Mm.
about the golden ball and golden boot
Oh yeah, yeah.
before we
Sorry.
do the World Cup final preview.
Mm.
So it's just quickly so that we can, because I think there's more meat to chew on the World Cup final
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
preview and the predictions. So
mm-hmm.
quickly, who do you think is going to win the golden ball?
Messi,
Messi,
Mbappe.
Mbappe, golden boot.
Messi,
Wait, Golden Boy and Golden Boot.
No, ball.
golden
Golden
ball.
ball is best player. Golden boot is highest goal scorer.
Just for the.
And what Trudy's thinking, I'm gonna say this: whoever
Mhm.
wins the tournament will win golden ball.
That's right.
So if France wins, Mbappe will win it, and if
Yeah,
Argentina wins it, Messi will win it. That's the
I
ball.
think is
Obviously, the goal is different.
thing they're
Yeah.
giving it is Mbappe again too. Everybody is. I'm just not believing that
I think it's
this.
Messi because I think there'll be another penalty in that game. So that this World Cup likes controversy. So I think
And
Messi wins golden ball and golden boot because he will score a penalty in that final.
France can get a
Well,
penalty too, though.
Does
most people
Mbappe
have a.
play penalties?
Yeah, doesn't he?
Does he? I think
Um,
Griezmann plays
Has
their penalty,
I think it's Griezmann.
no, Mbappe is. Mbappe is.
Wait, France have not had a
but
penalty in this World
they've
Cup.
not had a penalty. They've
They
not had a
haven't. No, they
penalty.
haven't
They've
actually.
been dishing penalties left, right, and
Wait,
center, and France didn't get one
Argentina has gotten a penalty in every game. Every
every
game they
single
have
game.
played.
Yeah.
I'm not sure against Mexico. They got one against Saudi. They
Hmm.
got one against Netherlands. They got one in this one, and I can't remember the other games they played.
Wow.
So that's why everyone's upset. Everyone's upset. They think there's a agenda to
There's
push
this
them through.
FIFA thing for trying to get Argentina to win the World Cup, right?
Yeah, but I mean, don't worry. Don't foul him. Don't foul them, and they won't get
but
penalty. It's that simple.
with five goals, knowing Mbappe's ego, Mbappe is taking that penalty
Okay. So let's dive
And I
in.
think they should give it to him. If they
as
win a
they should.
penalty, give it to Mbappe. Let him
I
get
think.
it. He needs to win it. To be honest with you, I think
Mhm.
he should be winning this stuff. Like if he's the best player, I mean Messi's the best player, like LeBron, but Mbappe is the best player in the world. Calm down. Oh, God, see facial
But,
expression.
but wait. Look at it this way, right? Look at it this way. It's that, like
Mm.
you mentioned LeBron. It's that thing when LeBron and Kyrie Irving were playing, and LeBron sometimes to let Kyrie Irving take the final shot. because he's happy enough to win the game versus taking
Yeah.
the final shot. So
Yeah.
shouldn't Mbappe be happy enough to win the tournament versus winning Golden Ball?
No, no. I want to, let's
Oh,
put it like this. I mean, LeBron is the best player in the world historically. You know what I'm
That's
saying,
right.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then, but currently, the best player is probably Giannis
Mm-hmm.
right now. I'm not sure who it is. I have not watched basketball in months. Okay, so what I'm saying is that Messi is technically the best player in the world, but currently, the best player in the world right now is Mbappe. So he really should be leading his team with this opportunity, leading them, win things like Golden Ball, Golden Boot. He won Golden Boy at the last World Cup.
That's
That he
right.
was 8, he was 19 or so. So now he's 23. He's in his prime. This kid has the potential to
He's a
like
kid
just,
in 20, a 23-year-old kid in his prime. Because I thought prime was
and he's
another
not even
three,
his
4 more years.
exactly. He's not even in his true prime.
Yeah.
So so we're talking. He has the
Jesus
chance to do
Christ,
this and
man.
do this again and do it again in
yeah.
4 years because he'll only be 27. He needs to
That
take that chance. He
that kid
should
is
be winning Golden
23.
Ball.
Haaland is 22.
Yeah.
Bellingham is
Nice.
19. Oh my goodness,
That's
man.
my
The
golden
children.
boy.
What was I doing
That's,
at? That's a kid. That's a guy that should
okay.
win. But he went out of
The
early
problem
stage.
with the problem with Bellingham is, and I love Bellingham. I just like that kid is so special. The problem with Bellingham right now is he's not scored 3 goals, like my son Bukayo Saka did. That's literally the only problem
No,
with him.
Saka had an excellent tournament. Saka had an excellent
Yeah,
tournament.
but
Yeah.
Bellingham played every minute. I believe he played every minute of
He played
Yeah, he
like
played
every
matches.
every minute, yes.
every
Yeah,
minute.
But
like they
Saka
will
had a
stop
special
people.
tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Saka
Saka.
was.
I'll take this quick comment. It's going to be a very tactical game. Mbappe for Golden Boy. I think he means Mbappe for Golden Ball.
Ball.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There's too many Goldens. There's
There's
Golden
too
Gloves
many.
too. We've not talked about the Golden Gloves.
That's easy. It's I think it's a Moroccan keeper.
It might be, but
Yeah, because he's
yeah,
kept clean sheets apart from this game.
if it depends on what happens in the semifinal game. If he concedes any more goals, France
In
has not
Croatia,
conceded the what against
Croatia,
Croatia. Right?
take
They're
them.
not going to
Yeah,
score.
but they've considered goals. Croatia has considered goals in almost in a few more games than the Moroccan guy. The Moroccan guy, this only 2 games where he conceded.
Right. So he's
Yeah,
on 3. Right. He's 3 goals. Oh, are they
no,
just
4.
counting sheets? It's sheets that they count,
I think
like clean
Golden.
sheets.
They might count clean sheets and then clean
The
number
goals.
of goals conceded.
Yeah.
So because
Okay.
he's done, this is only 3 goals conceded in 6 games.
Yeah.
So we have
And then
Yeah. He
yeah,
most likely.
it's
hasn't
weird,
Loris
but
hasn't Loris considered less?
Loris
Loris,
has conceded like maybe 3 or 4 goals.
He's
He
about the same.
considered. Yeah, he's not. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said if Morocco concedes another goal, now Loris is in the running, and depending
France
on what he does against Argentina.
France conceded 1, 2, 3, 4.
4
Yeah, they
and
conceded in every game.
except
Actually,
for
5.
Oh, 5.
They considered in every single game apart from the Morocco game. They considered against Australia,
that was just 1 goal.
Tunisia,
1 goal.
Denmark,
1 goal.
Poland,
Okay, Poland.
England. 5.
Fair
So
enough.
They
yeah,
give they're
he
giving
might be out of the
Lewandowski
running.
penalty for no reason.
Yeah, he might be out of the running. Whereas Croatia conceded against
Brazil.
Japan, Brazil. That's
That's
it.
it?
Oh,
Yeah,
Are you
and
sure?
oh,
Canada.
And
And
Canada.
Canada.
okay, yeah.
It was 0-0 against Belgium.
Hmm.
Oh, and of course, the 3 they considered against Argentina. We shouldn't forget that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
he's
so
done.
it's 6. So yeah, it's looking like the
He's looking like Morocco.
yeah, it's
They'll
looking like
take something home.
what's his name? Is it Bono or
Bono.
something?
Bono.
Bono.
Borno.
No R.
Bounou.
He
Yeah.
sounds
Bono.
like the what's it called? That YouTube musician.
Like
Oh,
Bono.
Bono.
Bono, yeah.
It's Bono, like they call it, I think.
Okay. So
Bono.
predictions. Who's going to win?
Hmm.
You can't dodge that.
So I'm gonna be
Biased.
yes. I'm really honestly tired of this Messi people. I'm actually it sickens my stomach. So I'm going for France, but I believe it will be a very tactical game, a very, very scrappy game. And I think both teams are going to hold back. Eventually, Argentina is going to take possession of the ball because I don't think France has enough faith in their midfield to try to control possession. They would want to have that counter-attacking advantage. They will sit. They will let them have the ball and control that thing. But to explode with the Dembeles and the Mbappes on the flanks eventually. But I can see the game going 1-1 and going all the way to penalties.
Dramatic. Oh my gosh. I
I
don't
can
know if
see
I would be.
1 going all the way to penalties. That's my prediction.
Okay.
But
But
EJ.
France wins. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm still upset with France for kicking my pick out. I've not like been wrong about a pick in years. This is just weird. I have no idea who's gonna
I
win this
told you
thing.
to correct that pick though. But carry on.
You did, but
As much of
but
as
I
much of a fan I was of them, I had to be
yeah, you
realistic.
didn't believe.
I
But
couldn't.
yeah, and everyone was right. I mean, you guys warned me, but it's okay. My problem right now is this. Now my radar, my antenna for picking things is broken completely, and I can't really trust it. So I'm going to tell you head versus heart. I don't know if I could really need to see France after they kicked out my boys, see them win the cup. And they've not cried yet. Like they weren't even crying today. They didn't even get close to crying. It was just they struggled a bit because they were 1-0 up. It wasn't I wanted 1-1, get to 98 minutes, let them be like
Mhm.
worried that they'll lose the game. That's what I wanted today. So I want a dramatic game on Sunday. I want them to be in danger of losing because I think they're slightly better than Argentina. So I think they have the potential to win the game. I think head says France is going to win on Sunday. The reason I want Argentina to win is because I'm a little bit upset at France. And also, I don't know, they won last World Cup. Why do they need to win this one? Like, spread the wealth. But I agree with Chudy. These Messi fanboys, they're insane. They're already on Twitter. They've already said if he doesn't win it, he's still the goat. Okay, so then don't win
I would
and see why.
rather, I would rather, I would rather they inflate Mbappe's ego. Let him, as at that young age, win the World Cup twice back to back.
Twice.
Then
Then
this won't
here
happen. That's how much these
you
fans
don't
have
want to hear.
just
And
sickened my stomach. Like just
and
the comments. Oh my
it's
god.
crazy, right? Because Messi as a player, it would be nice for him to hang up his
Oh,
boots with a
oh,
World Cup. It would be like spectacular. So
it's
I
very
actually want that for him a little bit. But his fans, he should have controlled his fans. They're
foolishness. It's
very, very, very
nonsense.
annoying.
Oh my god, incorrigible.
Like I have to pretend like I have to change my character just to deal with them. I
Did you
don't
say
mind Messi at all.
did you say control your fans? Like anyone can actually just go out and
No,
give
you
an
can't.
edit.
You can't.
Like, hey, you
Ronaldo's
guys
fans
gotta
are
behave
also
well, act right, or you'll be banned
there.
from the fan club. Like, no way.
No, no, no. But no, I think I do want Argentina to win, but I think France will win.
Okay. Now I'm gonna do something. Okay, actually I didn't predict. I think
No, you didn't.
France are too good too. That's what I believe. I also believe that
Y'all
they
didn't
will.
say scores, by the way.
Hmm?
You
Yeah,
didn't say
you can
scores, by
predict
the way.
scores actually. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I predict 2-1 for for France. I mean, I have a competition. I could win a laptop. I predicted that Argentina will win, and I could win a
Ah.
laptop for
Oh
that.
wow.
Well, actually, it's five people now, so we're gonna five people are gonna split one laptop. I don't know how that's gonna work. And
Oh
there's two
wow.
people trying to split the France lap, you know, on the France side. So we're gonna see. But they said that they're gonna roll a dice and
Give it to
pick
one
a
person.
number and give it to one person. So we'll
Interesting.
see. But if Argentina wins it and my number gets picked, I win a laptop.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I think France will win it. I'm predicting 2-1.
Good.
Chudy, score.
1-1 all the way to penalties, France.
Oh god, you like
Oh,
heartbreak. EJ.
ooh, penalty. I don't know. You know what? When I'm not really actively supporting the team, I like the drama. Like
Yeah.
Euros, when I saw the penalties, I didn't want any of that. I want them to win outright. I'm talking about England, Euros 2021.
Okay.
So since I'm not like truly, truly rooting for one of the two teams, I don't think I mind penalties. I think I want a long game. It's going to be at 2 o'clock. Let's all chill. We spent 2.5 hours watching this game.
Why not?
Sure.
Isn't
And
it two
then
o'clock
like,
at 9 a.m.?
is it at 9 a.m.?
No, it's 10 a.m. I
It's
believe
ten
it's
It's
10
a.m.
10
a.m.
Yeah,
a.m. Oh,
it's
it's
a
in the
morning
morning.
game.
Oh, okay. I'm not going
Wait,
anywhere then. I'll stay at
let
home.
me. I need to
It's 9
verify that.
a.m. Central, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern.
Okay, well that takes
Yeah,
care of
there's
it.
no
That
church
is-
on Sunday.
No church, no church, no
No
church.
church on Sunday.
Okay, so okay, well that's okay. They can
Mhm.
still go to penalties. But the thing about penalties is we know Martinez is
Oh boy, I
he's a
forgot.
good stopper of the penalty.
Loris
Um,
is not too bad.
What is
is
here?
he good though?
No.
Because yeah,
Oh,
and
he's
I don't
up
think
there, but
Lawrence.
Martinez is on his
Yeah,
in the world of his own.
Yeah,
right. So
agreed.
I don't really trust Loris, and honestly, I don't trust either of them, even in open play. Like I think they can get got either of those goalkeepers. That's why when you guys say there won't be that many goals, I think yeah, there probably won't because I think France could have conceded a lot today, but they're really really compact in the back
Yeah,
there.
they're very good.
So I think their defenses will help them. But if it goes to penalties, I'm trying to think of 5 French players that will come and kick the ball into the net, and
Griezmann,
I can trust. If Griezmann's still on
Griezmann,
the pitch, yeah,
Mbappe, Giroud.
Giroud's
Giroud
gonna be off. Oh,
won't-
guess what? I wanted to say this on air. I think I'm hearing that Benzema may be back. I'm hearing that
Is he still
Benzema
in
may
the
come back.
is he
sure
still
for
in
the
the list?
finals.
Yeah, may come back. Do what?
Are
Still
you
in the
sure for
list?
the finals? Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying he may come back for the finals. He's eligible because of that loophole where they didn't pick another player to replace him. So he's
Oh,
eligible to return. And they're saying I read somewhere, I'm not sure. I don't want to like spread false information. But either way, what I read was that Real Madrid has given him permission to return. So if Benzema comes back, he's not probably not playing the full match, and he may not start. I don't know how what that dynamic would be like. Like
I
should they
know
start
Rabiot is
Giroud?
not playing though, and
Who's that?
Tchouaméni might be
Oh,
injured.
Rabiot
Rabiot is
has
not playing. Tchouaméni might be injured.
he's sick. They said
Yeah,
Rabiot was in bed.
Chouameni
yeah,
Like
is injured too.
he
I
might
think
be
he's
injured. Yeah.
sick. The same
No, the Rabiot is
injury.
injured, but Tchouaméni might be injured too.
Oh shoot.
He played today. When did he pick up injury?
No,
Because
Rabiot's not injured. He's just sick.
he's
He's a,
sick. Rabiot
a
is sick.
virus. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they survived without him, but Chouameni, that's a problem though.
That's the problem.
Is
Yeah,
he
why
injured?
hasn't
Injured?
let me say it
Did
quickly.
he
Why
not play
hasn't
today?
he
He played
played?
No, he was
Yeah,
today.
on the bench. He was on the bench, right?
No, he played today.
no, he
He
played today. It
started.
was Cavaminga that was on the bench.
It was
Okay, well, nobody can.
what's this other guy in this team? Fofana. They both played in the
No,
Okay,
game.
no. I
okay.
take that back. That was before this game, not
Yeah,
after this
yeah,
game. I
that's
read the
fine. Yeah.
news after this game. It was
Okay.
before this game. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys. I just formed this out of my head because I was just thinking about it now. So, which player would you like to see on your team? That's a player you saw in this World Cup, and you're watching this World Cup, and you'd like to see in your team. You name your team, and then the player.
Can I go? I have an easy answer.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
Bellingham, Jude, Bellingham.
And what's your team?
So Arsenal.
Of
So
course, yeah, we know.
so so I think he can be, and people have said this before. I think this is the first time I've kind of paid attention to him because I don't really watch Bundesliga. Um, but yeah, I think he can definitely be our heir apparent to Shaka Khan. Shaka. Shaka's 30. He's good, but we need the heir apparent. And obviously, we can't get Jude as an heir apparent right now because he's already kind of
He's
the
better
big
than
deal.
Shaq already.
Exactly. And we can't technically get rid of Shaka yet because Shaka has a contract. So I just know he's going to Liverpool. I'm very upset.
Hi.
Judy.
I have a good answer for this question
Mhm.
because me and my United compatriot were talking about this today. We had a lengthy conversation about this. Left to me, it would have been we're struggling in the middle of the park, and we're getting it together so far. But left to me, it would have been a Modric. But the fact that he's 37, he's still doing his thing. I will still love him there, but my pick is Azedine Unani Unahi, number
Hmm.
8 for Morocco.
Morocco.
I have
Hmm.
never been that impressed by a player in a very long time. I don't know where this kid came from. I didn't start watching him till what was their previous game? The game against
Spain.
Portugal. Spain. It's Spain.
the game
Portugal.
against Spain. Sorry, the game against Spain, and I watched him properly in that Portugal game. And this kid, I don't know if you guys really watched this. I think he's like 22, 23. He plays in Angers in France, and he's he plays further up, right behind the striker, but he can
That's
take the
right.
ball from deep. He
Hmm.
can take the ball from deep, and he is super comfortable on the ball. And
That's right. I saw him.
that is super, very, very rare for that age. And not only is he comfortable on the ball, his execution, he can give that pass. He knows he can easily switch that ball, give a longer pass and whatnot. Like, didn't see much of his finishing. Even, I mean, yeah, he had one good shot on goal against Loris today, and was a good one of those curlers. He had one of those early in the
Yeah.
games. But that guy's technical ability, I haven't, I mean, I started doing research on him, found out that Leicester, they have been blowing up his phone. And
Oh, it didn't work out.
who knows? I mean, if money comes the way, I mean, it's a very different situation. We can have a different conversation
There's
eventually.
there's nothing like if money comes. When money comes, because money, that talk money talks, BS works. Uh
But that guy, I mean, this tournament, like I'll say one thing was that I wasn't as impressed with Ziyech like with I
No.
I'm an admirer of Ziyech. I've been an admirer for some time, and this period just did it. Like I was so underwhelmed with Ziyech, and I mean he played his game, did something, but this guy number 8 Unahi, and this kid stood out like throughout the game, 90 minutes back to back, covering, giving his passes, and I mean, to the point where I was studying how many misplaced passes this boy had, and
Well,
like the guy's the guy's game was amazing to me. To if I'm gonna say anything like that, I was very impressed.
okay. For me, it's everything EJ said. Manchester United, Jude Bellingham, and if it's going to Liverpool, then we can steal him. It's very easy. Just go drop the cheddar,
With
show
money,
them the money. That's it.
empathy.
And yeah,
I
and
saw Henderson and TAA doing like a lot of PR work with that kid. Like every time I turn my back, there's a picture of Henderson. Oh, my bro,
Bro,
on the
yeah, I
streets
saw
of
that.
that's all
we're
right.
walking.
We'll,
I'm like, what are
we'll
you
bring
doing?
the
This
we'll
can't
bring
be
the what's
any
it
more
called?
obvious.
We'll bring the
But you
Black
know,
brothers. We'll call
but you,
Rashford and Co. and say, hey, go talk to Marshall.
but,
Let's go hook up with this kid. But
but
I mean, wherever he goes next, because I think Real Madrid are in for him too.
Okay.
why would he go to Real Madrid with
He shouldn't do that.
Chumavinga, all these guys there? Like,
Yeah. He needs to
what's he doing
come
here
back
as
home.
well?
The
Come back
same way
home. That's
England
right.
came home.
That's right. Come
But
back home.
and Dortmund, they're gonna charge an arm and a leg for him. Like he's not going for anything less than 100 million. I've also heard rumors of close to 120.
Is he not
How
worth
much did
it?
he go to them for? He went for a lot of money, right? Because
No,
that's why they
No,
retired him.
no,
I'm sorry.
no. He was a 17-year-old when he went to Dortmund. He's
Yeah,
19.
they retired his number at Birmingham
Yeah,
because
he
he
set
almost
records.
the record sale, the sale that sent him to Dortmund really helped that club. So he went for a lot of money. I
Wow.
just can't remember how much.
Because I
yeah.
knew Manchester United wanted to go for him, and
We tried that time during the when he was at his Birmingham days, but he was super
yeah,
young. That was I think
Yeah, he's
pandemic, right before pandemic, something that window.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think we went for
His
20
his
million.
gene the
They
genes are very
rejected a
strong in
20
that
million.
family, though.
They rejected our
okay.
20 million bid, if I
Oh,
recall.
25 million
20
euros.
million.
Oh yeah,
That's
okay.
all.
25 million euros. Yeah, he was a
Then
17-year-old.
why did they retire him
No,
then?
no, no, no. He
Did that
rejected.
do
No, no, no. He set records. He started playing for
what
the
kind of
club like
record?
15 plus, like
Okay.
youngest player, all those kind of stuff.
Mm.
Okay, we're about to wrap up. So quickly, does anyone have any kudos or donkeys this week for the semifinal round?
Mm.
My kudos is going to the Moroccan number 8 man. That guy had a
He didn't have
tournament
a great game though,
today.
but it's your kudos.
Hey, today I thought today, as much as because Morocco, the only thing that they did not do today was finish.
That's
They did
right.
not finish. They
Mm.
had chances. They
They did.
just did not finish. And that boy, he played a good. If you watched, he was one of the reasons why I tuned in today. Like I really wanted to watch him, and he did not disappoint me. I mean, I thought he had a good game, and his tournament has been solid. And man, I pray he comes into the Premiership at some point. Unahi.
Mm.
That's EJ.
That, yeah.
Kudos.
Hmm.
Let me give it to Messi. Why not? I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I'll give it to Messi
Did that hurt you?
for
Was that easy?
no,
Did that
it
come out?
wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I was like, who else am I going to give it to? I liked his assist for the third goal. I think he's taken this responsibility pretty well, putting it on
Yeah.
his head, and he's dragging his team. I think his teammates are coming along. It's not just like everyone's going to say it's Messi, but his teammates are really, really coming along in there.
Great.
But I think he's the catalyst. So like it's funny because when he celebrated that goal, it wasn't his goal. Someone pointed it out. He celebrated the assist more than the person who scored the goal. And it's the commentators are so pro Messi, it's hilarious. They will be like, and Messi's assist takes them into the. I'm like,
Oh my
it was
Jesus.
it's a goal. Like, why are we highlighting the assist more than the goal? Like they're like Messi's assist takes them to the final. I'm like, okay. But yeah, he was great.
I
Yeah.
can't speak Spanish, but I prefer Spanish commentary to Fox.
I
Oh,
watch on Peacock.
Yeah,
oh wow.
I'd rather watch on Peacock than on
I'd
Fox.
rather watch on Peacock because
Yeah,
one of those guys, either is Alexia Lalas or one of these guys that will say something that will get into my
Stuart
system.
Holden.
I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Taylor
I was
Twelman.
watching the game. I was watching the game today with my wife, and Morocco had a chance, and the guy was running towards the box, and the was like, "Oh, oh!" My wife was like,
I'm
"Why is
like,
he
hey, calm
screaming?
down.
What's going on?" And he hasn't scored yet, and the guy didn't even get a shot.
Yeah.
So it's like, no,
And
okay,
they lie all the time. These commentators, they be exaggerating things. I'm like, that did not happen. Like, if I was not watching the game, I was just listening. Especially, I'll go back to the America Netherlands game. If I was just listening to that game without watching, I would think America did anything important,
yeah,
and
Oh
they did
god.
not.
they
They're
did
like,
not.
America, like they scored a goal. They almost scored a goal, but it was say, I was like, they hit the side netting. It was not close. Like things like that. Like
Imagine
they're very
US win
dramatic.
that game. Oh god.
Yeah, they're very dramatic, and it's strange that they're that dramatic. I don't know why. I wouldn't have
No, I think they're
expected that.
trying to because people have been dissing them for years and
Oh,
praising the Spanish-speaking commentators, so they're trying to copy
to
them and
match it.
copy that guy
Oh,
on.
God.
I
The
forgot his name.
Messi, the guy that is on Messi's
Ray
Yeah,
Hudson.
whatever
Ray
word you want to
Hudson.
write to it. I
Yeah,
know who you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. So
That
they're
guy's
trying to copy
insane.
him because he's always about
Whew.
hyperboles and
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
expertise and
It
screaming a
was
lot.
it was orgasmic. It was
Yeah,
I
just
know.
he
That's my
he
guy. That's my guy.
he scored that goal like the guy that invented sliced bread. I'm like,
yes.
okay, it was just a goal. Calm down. But
No, one time,
you
what did he
know,
say? One time when Messi and Neymar and Suarez were playing together, he's like, these three go together like we three kings of Orient are. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing?
Man.
Like, no. But no.
my kudos, of
Yeah.
course, goes to Messi as well. He had a great game, best
Yeah.
player of the semifinals, stepping up on the big stage. My donkey of the semifinal stage, the Messi Ronaldo fanboys. I mean, they should have just been talking about Messi yesterday and praising him for a good game, and then somehow the Ronaldo fanboys and the Messi fanboys found a way to start tagging each other and said, like, "Oh, come on, man! Can't you be magnanimous in victory and go, we
Mhm.
did well, my guy did good." I, oh God, I'm tired of them. That's just the best way. For them, because of them, I can't wait for this tournament to end. And in a way, even though I could win a laptop, I'm almost praying Messi doesn't win so that I don't hear stuff for the next 6 months.
Oh my
That's the
Yeah.
way
god.
I feel too.
Oh, it says 6 months. It'll be for life.
Yeah,
Look,
for life.
we're still hearing about this Copa America. That's how Messi won Golden, whatever he won, Ballon
Mhm.
d'Or with Copa America. I'm
That's
like,
right.
that's not a real it's a real tournament, but it's an 8 to 10 team tournament. You can't claim that that's a big deal. I don't know. So if he wins this, we'll never hear again. He'll win Ballon d'Or next year. If he wins World Cup now, he's going to win Ballon d'Or because he's
Go.
going to win. If he wins Golden Ball, if he wins World Cup, he's winning Golden Ball and he's going to win Golden Boot. maybe.
That's right.
And of course, the French league, even though that's
Yeah, and then exactly that's a give me. He's probably going to win that, and maybe win Champions League too. Who knows?
Well,
hey,
This may be
doesn't the
insane.
doesn't the same apply to
let's calm down. Calm down,
Mbappe?
please.
Well, okay, let me be honest with you.
Mhm.
Mbappe needs to win the Ballon d'Or. Like these are things that need to happen for him to, like cement your legacy.
He's
Do these
23.
things.
What are we talking about legacy
Like
already?
start
Bro,
now.
let him calm
Because
down.
guess what? That's what they said about Neymar. Neymar not win anything. He has not won anything
Neymar was
apart
unfortunate. It
from
was injury. That's life happened.
yes.
Life happened.
This is his chances right now. Mbappe needs to start now. We don't know what's gonna happen.
And Neymar would have been fine if I just stayed in Barcelona. He wanted
Yeah,
his own identity and find his own team, and that
Yeah,
was his
but
own doing.
when you're being overshadowed by a cloud, you go try and find sunlight.
and then the crowd followed him to
Yeah,
PSG.
the rain actually was now it now became a flood.
And he now found a bigger cloud in Paris, a much bigger cloud.
Oh God.
The guy found
Wait,
a planet in freaking PSG.
yeah,
Oh God, that's right.
I don't know. I think Neymar just reminds me. I mean, he's clearly very talented, right? Yeah, you guys are right. He's perennially injured, but I don't know what the longevity of his career is going to be. I mean, he's 30 now. Like his compatriots, like his country people, how long do they usually last? Like
Not
I'm
that
talking
long.
about, yeah, the celebrated ones, Ronaldo,
That's right.
the ones that I like to enjoy.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho, they're so good,
Ronaldinho.
but
Yeah.
they enjoy too much, and it's not.
It's
It won't
usually the
last long.
bridesmaids, the Rivaldos and co that last. And even
Yeah,
those ones, when they become the brides, they now start messing up. The ones that tend to do well are the people like the Dani Alveses, the
the
defenders, and
workers.
the walkers. Yeah,
Casemiro.
yeah, the Casemiros. Those ones that spend their whole life working for, breadcrumbs, and then finally they start
Yeah,
getting real bread, and they don't
yeah.
let it. They don't get carried away. Ne- Neymar has been fettered since he was in the cradle, so this guy doesn't
Wow.
know what are you talking about.
Yeah, they worship Neymar. It's hilarious to me because it's almost the same way they worship Messi in Argentina. They do that with Neymar too, not to the same exact extent, but they do.
That's right.
And I don't think it will. I just think Mbappe on his own, he should be thinking about these things. You guys are right. He's young, but start thinking now.
So, does anyone have any donkeys apart from those guys?
Donkeys.
Apart from
I had a
them?
donkey, but I can't remember it. I don't think anything was that crazy. So
Nah, it's just the people offline that were annoying
yeah,
me.
offline people.
Hmm.
This has been a good tournament for me.
Yeah, it's a good World Cup.
Great tournament.
Everyone
Okay.
says your first World Cup is the best World Cup. My first World Cup was 2002, and I didn't think anyone could top it. But now it's all becoming a distant memory. It was 20
Nah,
years, so I don't
nobody
really
will
remember much
beat
of it.
94 World Cup. That
Okay,
shows
Ninety
see, so it's
that
94
shows
was
what
my
psychological.
first
Morocco did.
was my first
What
World Cup. That's
and
Yeah,
that's the
nobody
best
can
World
beat
Cup.
that World Cup.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Nobody.
yeah,
We,
2002 was like literally introduced me to football.
we
So
were
technically,
mm-mm. Roberto Baggio. I love that guy before that World Cup. Now, whenever I think about him, I have nightmares.
You
Nah.
wow.
you celebrated just as much when you missed that last penalty against
Yes,
Serbia.
I did.
Oh
I
God.
did.
So,
And then the weird thing about it, when he now came back and scored in the penalty, because he got a penalty in France '98, and he didn't want to take it, and
Mm.
the whole team gave it to him. I told him to take it, and then he scored and started crying on the pitch, and I felt very emotional for him.
oh.
He
Yeah,
was, yeah,
I could care
yeah,
less. No, I don't care.
yeah, because I used to
Who won
follow
France
Juventus
98?
as a kid. France
France.
'98 was
No,
France.
wait, no. Was it?
No,
France, yeah, it was
it was
France.
Yeah, it
The
was
France.
France.
three
It was
zero
France.
against Brazil
Okay.
When Ronaldo had the diarrhea or whatever he had.
You're right. You're
Mm.
Yeah,
right.
that was France '98.
And they want to
All
win
right, guys.
again.
Hmm?
No, they want to win again.
They've won
Uh,
five. They want to win six.
Focus on the
France.
situation.
Oh,
Lionel Messi.
France. No, France have won two. They want to win the third one.
They focus on the situation.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. We have come to the end. You see, when we start talking about soccer, we can talk forever, but
Yes.
there always has all good things must come to an end. We're getting ready for a final. We're back here on Sunday afternoon around 3 p.m. Eastern or 4 p.m. Eastern, sometime after the final. We're expecting a good game, and it's been a pleasure having you, EJ, Trudy. It's me, Zaza, again. Please remember to follow us, subscribe, and share the podcast. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a good week, and see you guys then. Thank you.
Be safe.